Hello. It has been over 2 weeks since I sat down to film, and I'm really working on releasing shame around like what I feel like I should or shouldn't be doing. And it's not that I've felt shame necessarily, like it's not the primary emotion around my lack of filming lately. I feel like it's been a lot of grace and understanding for myself, as well as just this like deep creative urge. Like more of a I cannot wait to get back in front of the camera. Like I can't wait to like carve out some time because these last couple of weeks have been just like a constant shift. I've been in flux, I've been in flow. Um, I'm learning to reframe my language around busyness, um, because I don't feel just like busy. I don't feel busy. I feel like also has this connotation of like overwhelm and like looked in busy. And I just don't identify with that. Like, I feel like I'm in my most restful and magnetic season ever. And so, just this theme over the past couple of weeks around actually naming what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing accurately. Um, and just the freedom that comes with recognizing what you're actually feeling. So that for me, it's manifested as being able to like shift from self judgment and more into self compassion. And so I'm not tripping over myself for not filming because I understand the work that I've been doing and what I've been investing in. And I know that my lack of filming is not because I'm scared to, or I don't have anything to say, or I'm concerned about my appearance. Like, yeah, it's not about the performance for me anymore. And if you've watched any of my earlier videos, you know that that is a major breakthrough for me because that is literally the catalyst to me finally setting up and starting this channel is because I knew that I needed to move through these blocks that were pressuring me to perform. I felt like I needed to perform in order to be on camera and be on camera well and share my story and just be at this certain place in my life where I would feel worthy of doing what I'm doing. So that's huge. Um, Similarly, on the same sort of thought process around like accurately naming our emotions and experiences. Sorry, my dog wants to come outside so bad. Hey, Boston, sit. It's already windy out here, and I just don't want the extra noise. But yeah, naming our emotions and experiences accurately. I had a revelation literally just last night while talking to a close friend, and I recognized some relationships that I'm grieving that I didn't realize. Like, I didn't realize that's what it was that I was experiencing. And it's like, on paper and in theory, I know and understand that grief is not just tied to the death or the loss of a person. but that you can grieve friendships, you can grieve uh, career, you can grieve past versions of yourself. So it's like I knew that, but I was disconnected, at least in this particular circumstance, of the fact that like grief is actually the primary experience that I'm having. And, I was like angry and frustrated and just like annoyed, mostly with myself, because the shift in some relationships in my life, I I'm like ready to be over it. Like I was like annoyed with myself for still caring and still like holding space in my brain for these people. And yeah, having this conversation with my friend yesterday really just like, it just felt like it dropped into my spirit. She was like, "You're grieving." And I was like, "You know the fuck what? I am. Oh my gosh, like I'm grieving." But I'm also not allowing myself to grieve because I did not realize that it was grief. And so I feel so much more hopeful and so much more empowered to just like give myself space and grace to grieve those relationships and like, yeah, just allow that to flow, to like walk alongside the grief. Yeah. So that felt really, really good. Similarly, I've been processing the fact that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And letting go and releasing of like a need or a desire or want for people to like me. It's like, yes, of course, I want people to like me. I want to be likable. Um, but also like there's a time and a place. And there are just certain areas and circumstances of my life where it is less important in that environment for me to be well liked. Rather, the priority is, for example, maybe like I'm here to get shit done. I'm here to get work done. Like I was hired to do a job. Um, I was, I'm being paid to move a project forward, to help an organization get from A to B. And that is literally like the core reason why I left corporate and why I left a 9 to 5 was because I was just so tired of the politics and the social games that you have to play in order to survive and thrive in a work environment. And I just was like, I'm here to do my job. Like, if I don't want to go to happy hour with you all after work, why do you care so much? Like, that's not what I'm here to be paid for. But like, when you actually work in the environment, like that's your 9 to 5, that's your bread and butter. You like, it's difficult to like not feel obligated to play those games, right? But I wanted to free myself from that, which was why I left a formal work environment and ventured off on my own and decided to take on contract work, was because I wanted to free myself and release myself from that sense of obligation. And yeah, I just had to reaffirm myself and also just give myself permission to move and operate in my authority recently. And that's felt really, really good. It's felt a little like, ooh, I'm trying on some new boots that I've never tried on before. And yeah, it's kind of like when you need to break in some new shoes. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. But it also is like, okay, all right, I ain't mad at this. So yeah, just embodying that it's none of my business what other people think of me, and that I have permission to just be. Continuing to think about business and career and work, I've been prompted a lot recently to seek continual education and invest in myself. And what that has brought up for me is just like moving through blockages around inadequacy. And like I said earlier, giving myself permission to operate in authority. And what comes with that is enforcing boundaries, having courageous conversations, communicating, and, just shifting what's on my plate, shifting my life rather than shifting myself. So it's not my job or my duty or my obligation or responsibility to morph myself into anyone else's mold. It is my desire to shift my life, the things that are on my plate, the level of priority of things, in order to best set me up for what it is that I desire and where it is that I see myself. And so, if that means not renewing a contract, if that means investing in myself and in continual education, if that means strategically saying no or not now to things, because I just don't have the capacity. And I don't want to invest my capacity in that area. And so just processing desire and not duty, balancing the masculine energy with the feminine energy. The feminine wants to flow, wants to just be. But the masculine is structured and it's disciplined and it is sustaining momentum. And so embracing the full embodiment of who I am and what I desire and what I envision for myself, and consistently making micro tweaks, refinements of my life, realigning myself so that I'm always heading in the direction that I know, my spirit knows I'm meant to be heading in. And it's not anyone else's business. I don't owe an explanation. I'm not responsible for other people and their thoughts and their feelings around how I choose to move and choose to show up. And the last thing I want to talk about is you get exactly what you ask for. I've really been practicing lately asking for help and asking for support in the most like minute ways. And it's been working. And I'm not surprised. I feel like I've always been the kind of person, I've always like had this sort of, like I said earlier, this magnetic energy where my husband always says like I get whatever I want. And I'm like, you damn sure. You are absolutely right. And my parents used to say that too, growing up. And I am like stepping into embodying that power. That, yeah, when I ask for something, I get exactly what I ask for. And I say that fully as a flex. And it's not even from a place of manipulation. I don't know what it is. And maybe I can talk about this in another video. But yeah, I think I've like shrunk myself because I never want to feel like I'm manipulating or being like a snake charmer, trying to like get somebody to do something for me. It feels icky sometimes. But I think that speaks to a lack of alignment. If what I'm asking for feels sticky, then I think that is a reminder to myself of like, okay, what is your motive here? But if my intentions are pure, then I ask for what I want. I get what I want. And also holding space for myself when asking for what I want, holding space for the reality that you are capable. So, like, yeah, you can do all the things, right? But also, your needs matter. And so, like, don't let the fact that you can do something overshadow the fact that, like, you can get help, you can get your needs met. And that matters. And that's important. And it's a crucial practice to move through. So, yeah, I am in the most restful and magnetic season yet. I'm creating, I'm sharing, I'm working, but from a place of alignment. I'm learning to be more selective and picky about what's on my plate. If any of you grew up in a household where you were told that you needed to like eat all of your food on your plate before you could get it from the table, I want to free you if that is something that is still keeping you bound. You do not have to eat everything that is on your plate. You can say, I'm not eating that, or I'm going to eat half of that, or actually, I'm going to swap that thing out for this. You do not have to eat everything on your plate. Yeah. So that freed me. I hope it frees you. And I look forward to catching you in the next one.